Okay, welcome to our how-to tips and tricks. This time we're going to be doing some trees. So what we're going to do first is just a regular old, like an oak tree. And we're going to take some Van Dyke brown, maybe a little bit of a black. And actually Van Dyke brown by itself is probably dark enough, but in case you didn't know, Van Dyke brown really is made with burnt umber and black. I'm just making it a little bit darker. So you could do it just like this. You could just start right down here and just make your tree trunks like this. Or you could have just used a brush to make your tree trunk. But we'll go ahead and we'll do it this way since I've already got the knife in my hand. And we'll make one that's a little bit wider because I'm going to demonstrate too a little bit on how to texture that tree trunk a little bit. Get a little bit more paint on the bottom of this knife, probably help. Come all the way up, about there. I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and grab a brush to do the rest of it with. We'll do this, just wet it a little bit with this turpentine here, or paint thinner, or we can just use a good old script liner. Get some thinner, put it in that same color, and go ahead and make you some branches wherever. Make this one come down a little bit more here. Maybe like so. And then we'll put some here. A little more thinner. Want that to be like ink. Just doing a quick job here of what we're doing, nothing fancy. So got a little friend there or something. One there. One there. You know, just a little one there. Some over here. Make this guy a little bit bigger. He's down closer to the bottom, so keep in mind the size of the tree and the size of the branches. We'll have a little guy up there. More thinner, like so. Alright, whatever. You could spend a long time just doing branches if you wanted to. So, first why don't we go ahead and wash our brush. Now, there's quite a few different ways you could do this. You could use the 1-inch brush, or you could use the fan brush. So for this particular tree, you could even use your script liner or another brush and just dab in your leaves if you wanted to. But one good way to do it is we'll just take some sap green. We'll put a little bit of a brown in there to dull it down a little bit, give it a darker color. And we'll go ahead and just kind of tap in the leaves right there, very gently. Just keep in mind how you want it to look, how you want them leaves to be, like so. Lots of paint. so. Some little guys over here. There's some up around in here. Come on out here on this branch here. And we got some coming in the background right there. And we start continuing down here. Get some more there. This little guy in there, maybe we won't forget him. Just keep tapping it in, wherever you think they need to be. Some little branches there, some green there, and maybe we got some coming from the other side that you can't quite see. About like so. And you can, you know, you want to leave a lot of them holes in there so you can see. But plus you want to be able to take and add some more color there. So you need to make some room. So we'll just take and we'll add a little bit of this ochre. Put a little bit of ochre in with that green. And we can take and just add a few highlights here and there. A strand coming out there. A little bit of highlights in there, wherever. Just a little bit, just really tapping down very gently. Not pushing very hard at all. Just tapping it down on top. Just giving them little highlights here and there, that's all. But you want to make sure that green can be seen. You don't want to cover up all that nice pretty green you got there either. Like so. Then we can add some yellow to that same mix. Some more green. Add some yellow into it. Give us a lighter color. Maybe even just a tiny little bit of liquid white. Make it a little bit thinner. And then come up on the very tops. Give a little bit more of a highlight. Like so. Turn your brush over if you use up the other paint. Like so. Nothing to it. So there you got the leaves. Before you do the leaves, it's probably a better idea to do the rest of your tree trunk right now anyway, just so you can see how it's done. Always good to get them highlights on your tree trunk first. I kind of jumped the gun on you a little bit. Just take your brush, your knife, and on one side we got like a grayish color. We'll use a grayish color. I think I've got some here already made up. So I'm going to just take very easily with my knife, right on the very edge. Just touch it. Just touch it a little bit. Right on the outside. Just like so. Kind of work it in there a little bit. Make it look like tree bark. On the other side, we'll add a little bit of this blue right into that gray. Excuse me. Then you can get you a nice full of that. Come on the other side. This is the light source. This would be your shading. Add a little bit of that blue right on that edge. Right here and there. Just like so. Got a little bit up here. And a little up here. Under that little branch there. So, and you can just keep on, if you've done this before, you could just had this all done and then your leaves would have went right over the top of it. And you can just take that gray and just kind of work it in a little bit. Mix them in a little bit there, here and there. All the way down. You don't want to cover up your gray though. But don't go sideways with it. That's the wrong thing to do. You can always put a little bit of white in there, make it a little bit lighter. You put a little light in there, here and there. Like so. Plus then once you get down here, you know, you'd have your ground right there under it, and you could put your little bushes and grass and whatever you wanted right there. Wipe that out of there, out of the way there. I didn't help that much, did I? Give you a little more blue. Probably be too much blue, and it is. Whatever. Anyway, you know what I mean. Just come on the other side, make it look more wholesome or something, I don't know. So anyway, there's one tree. Let's go another tree. Let's get some Van Dyke brown. Maybe get a little bit of the sap green in with it. And let's go ahead and do that old pine tree everyone seems to have a problem with. Now you want to load that brush really, really good, because you want it to be nice and flat, the chisel edge. And that takes a lot of paint to do that. Now all you really got to do is just start it at the top. Just put a little touch there. Just like that. And you can start with this, even this dark color, it really doesn't matter. Just push the brush in, and the more you push it, the bigger the part gets from the tree. Just keep following it down, just like so. Turn your brush over if you use up the paint. Follow it down, just like so. Get you some more paint. Follow it on down to wherever you want it to be. Don't go straight across. You want it to look like a tree. That's what you gotta do. We'll have some bushes down here, whatever. You can just put some of that dark right there, whatever. And just wash your brush off. Take some of this, little bit of liquid white maybe. Add it into your green, sap green. And you could do this in several different parts by just using sap green and a lighter color for your highlight. So you just use your lighter color here, same up at the top. And since I'm going to do 3 colors on this, I'm going to wait and do this tree trunk until after I finish with this color. Make sure you get that paint good and thin. And you don't need to have it you want that dark to show through. So let it show through. Just like so. Go ahead and wash your brush. And now you can take and do your tree trunk. So whatever color you decide that to be, depending on the painting, we'll just go ahead and we'll use a little bit of this Van Dyke brown. Maybe we'll put a little bit of this yellow ochre in it just to lighten it up a little bit. Give that little chiseled edge. It's kind of a marbled texture to it. We'll start at the bottom here. We'll just pop it in there like so. Just touch it. All you gotta do is just touch it. Just like that. Wipe your knife off. Go ahead in and get your little bit of liquid white. We'll just pour some of this yellow and a little bit of the sap green. Like so. Maybe a little more sap green. A little more of this liquid white. You want this to be wetter and thinner than the undercoat. We'll just start at the top. Add a little highlight here and there. Just like so. Now admittedly that's probably a little bit more yellow than you'd really want. But I'm just showing this so you can see better exactly what I'm doing here. If you want a little bit of grass there in the bottom, you just take you some darker color here, a little bit of sap green. You very easily just pop it in right there like that. More sap green. Quite a bit here. I got some white mixed in there too, somewhere along the line. Wiggle that brush around a little bit. Go ahead and add you some grass in there. Bushes, whatever you want to call them. Like that. Now, what other tree we would like to learn how to do? Let's see, let's try maybe add some Van Dyke brown and a little bit of yellow ochre. And let's just take and we'll do this. We'll just make a line down like this. This is kind of a thick tree, so you don't have to worry about getting it too sharp. And we'll just start with that chunk there, and we'll do a palm tree. Real quick palm tree. Nothing real fancy, but we'll just do a palm tree just for the fun of it. So we'll need to get some more thinner into our paint, same color. A little darker maybe. And then we can take and we can put our palm tree where we want the branches to be. That was an awful big branch there. Well, whatever. Something like so. Probably could have one right at the very top, I suppose. Oops. I stopped hurrying so much here. One there. Okay. Now we can take, another thing you can take is some of this yellow ochre, and you could actually kind of build the little parts from the pine tree as you go down the pine tree, like so, you know, just kind of go along like this, pop them in there, wherever you think they go. You know, you could spend a lot of time on this, but I'm not concentrating so much quite on this part right here, because that's not really that hard to figure out. This is how you do it. And you can start out with a darker color, probably wouldn't hurt. But that's about the idea of it right there. If you want to add some darker colors in there, you could. You could just come in with some darker and come over the top of them, like so. About like that. Maybe it'd come down a little bit more like so. Okay. Now take for the branches. We'll just get some a little bit thinner. We'll get some of the sap green. And basically all you want to do is you're just tapping. You're just tapping where they go. That's all you're doing. Just follow it all along. Follow it along with your fan brush. Maybe it comes out up here somewhere. Comes over here. Maybe it comes down from one of those. Get some little branches off the side. Like so, like that. And you could start off with a darker color even and just highlight the same colors. Just like so. Like that. Maybe we'll come off this one a little bit. Even though they really only come out with one branch at a time. But that's all you really got to do for a palm tree. Then just kind of take your paint is kind of loose right there. And just pull it. Pull them down. Get your paint off your brush first, I guess. That'd be the best thing to do. I don't do palm trees very often. So just take and pull the paint just like so. Just like that. Very gently just pull down. Pull down. Like so. I didn't really need all them other ones in there, did I? Just pull them down like so. I goofed it up. Just pull them down. Just like that. You need to wipe your brush off occasionally. Anyway, you get the general idea. You just kind of give them a little pull them down. Actually, we can make this one big palm right there, like that. There we go. That looks better. Pull them down. Might have been one up here this way. Do it that way even. Just pull them palms right down. There we go. Just like so. Nothing to it. Now you can spend a lot more time on it than that. I'm just giving you the general idea of how you do that, how you paint them. You can get a lot more intricate than that, and make even way prettier ones than that, that's for sure. But I wanted to give you an idea on what to do and how to do it, and show you what you can do. And that's the main thing, is to learn what you can do with them. So I think we'll close that for today, and we'll probably do some more lessons on trees here eventually in the traditional style, which takes a lot longer to do. So thank you for being here, and have a good day, and happy painting.